Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Loving the Game. And tonight, my guest is Stephan Snyman, better known as Stevo for those who follow him on Twitter. I must say, I was trying to find your name the other day and pleasantly surprised when I remembered what it was. Although the biggest question was your surname, actually, because I remember when you introduced yourself. I mean, you don't really say, "Hi, my name is so and so" with the surname. But anyway, here we are. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm going to call you Steve because that's the way I know you. So if you don't mind, um, and thanks for joining us, as I just mentioned. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm lucky, man. Lucky. I can't complain whatsoever. Lockdown's been awesome for me. Um, yeah, having an awesome girlfriend, bringing me lots of whiskey all the time, so nothing to complain about.
That's awesome, man. Great stuff. Tell me, Stevo, I just want to, before we get into the business end of things, yeah, I just want to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what do you do, and just some interesting facts about yourself.
Yo, okay, where to start? Born and bred in Polokwane, formerly known as Pietersburg, and yeah, went abroad to England for about 2 years back in the day. Came back to Polokwane, then moved to Pretoria, stayed there for nearly a decade, made many friends there, and yeah, missing it. Oh, so by the way, I'm back in Polokwane, and hence the reason I'm saying I'm missing Pretoria. Always so awesome to take an Uber drive 5 or 10 minutes away from Loftus. So yeah, work-wise, always been in sales. Was formerly a pharmaceutical rep, and I've been now. Well, I moved on to being a sales manager at a company in Polokwane, and loving each moment of it.
So, Stevo, one of the things I do know that you haven't mentioned yet is you've actually you sometimes play a bit of acting, or more, let's say, on the extra side of things. You've had a few appearances in. Well, I'm very familiar with a show called Getroud met Rugby. It's a well-known, almost kind of soapy in South Africa, based on rugby, thankfully. So I don't know what that if it's fair to call it a soapy 100%. And then I know you. I think you recently made did some work for a Netflix production. Tell us about this. Where's your interest in this?
So this is the reason I'm on this episode is because of Getroud met Rugby. No, I'm joking.
Well,
So
partly we all are getroud met rugby. So yeah, let's.
fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, no. Whilst I was doing my transition from Pretoria to Polokwane, I had some free time on my hands, and a mate of mine who's an actor said to me, "Stefan, you know what? 2 weeks you can pack your stuff, and there's time left. So why not give it a go?" So he introduced me to his agent, and 2 days later, yeah, I had to appear on Getroud met Rugby. I was the drunk guy at the bar, by the way.
Which I mean, sorry, getroud met rugby has come quite a way already. So was it the current format, or was it when it was still like geez, so far back I can't even remember it, before the movie, or geez, they've had so many different scenarios. Because I actually had a friend that was also an extra. He was one of the team guys, but that was before it became a proper
Soapy.
cake soapy, yeah, if I can call it that.
So yeah, mine was quite recent. I think it
Oh,
took
okay.
place last year August, and it aired I think about earlier this year, about
All
January.
right.
It's about 3 4 months period in between from shooting to
So
airing.
you just said you were the drunk guy in the bar. So were you supposedly a bad guy or a rugby player that went a bit off the rails there?
No, no. Apparently, the shoot took place where two drunken oaks came up very early in the bar, knocking on the door, wanting to go in. I think I need a. Oh, I should have won an Oscar because I've done it many a time before. So, so yeah, that was like it was all good. Met some of the actors there, awesome people like you and myself. Yeah. Um, Regarding the Netflix series, also by coincidence, the same agent phoned me a week after I portrayed my extra role on Getrouwd met Rugby,
Oh, cool.
and they needed a Russian bodyguard, and for some reason, maybe it's the beard, I don't know
I
what,
just can't
but
see it. I mean, I don't know why they saw a Russian in you. So, I mean, I don't know. Depends. I suppose it depends which side, which angle, right? Did you have to
well,
speak Russian, or were you just literally an extra, as in the background kind of thing, or did
I
you
was a
have a few words
bodyguard.
or not?
I was
Bodyguard.
a bodyguard. Yeah, so I literally had to walk around like this, and yeah, just standing like this and checking out if there's any suspicious movement. But I think the main reason they probably hired me for that is because I enjoy drinking vodka.
Oh, okay, no, that's really cool. Um, so, Stevo, the obviously the big thing tonight is I'm trying to get in know guys that are on social media and that are active on social media, and we all have a opinion to give somewhere, and I got to meet you last night. I had Kwacha Boucher on the show for those that missed it, and it was actually a very very fun show. I know you were
Awesome
watching,
show.
um, and it was really entertaining. And I'm actually quite excited for tonight as well because since I've followed you, one thing that stood out for me is that you are one hell of a funny guy on Twitter. Whether you like that in person, I haven't spent enough time with you. But yes, the same night that I met Kwacha was the same night that I met you, and it was actually a very interesting way of meeting someone. Whereby, I mean, we were in a box, and you arrived there with Kwacha, and you like came straight to me and said, "Oh, are you the yellow cap?" And I was like, I mean, I'm quite scared when people say that, especially at
Who's
Loftus.
this? Who's this Russian bodyguard?
Yes, exactly. And I mean, yeah, so I was a bit taken back there, and I had to like kind of like, okay, wait, who are you? What? And oh well, anyway, at the end of the day, I mean, it was actually so cool, and to meet someone that knew me, but I didn't have a cooking clue who they were. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, um, that's how you that's how you sometimes meet people, and it was a pleasant meeting, thankfully.
Ah,
um,
awesome.
but the nice thing is, like I was saying, is since following you on Twitter, especially, one thing that I've noticed is the jokes that you put out, and the puns, and geez, I don't know half the stuff what you call it, but most of them, I wouldn't, well, I said 99% of them are hilarious. And I tell you what, there's not a day that goes by us that I probably don't smile somewhere along the day, even if it is a bad day, because I mean, you just see one tweet of Stevo, and yeah,
They made.
you'll crack a smile at least, if not actually laugh loud. So I mean, where does all these jokes come from? So I always want to ask you this.
So first of all, I'm easily entertained. So whenever I see something and I find it very entertaining, easily, I'd like to share it with people. I always believe putting a smile on people's faces is an awesome way to start not even a day, but just to make everything lacquer. And yeah, some call it jokes. I call it punishment, or sometimes I say it happens pun intentionally. So yeah, if I like something I see and I'd like to share it with people, I always hope that it's going to bring out the best out of them, lighten up their day, and as you've mentioned, it lighten up your day many times before. Feeling like I'm winning here.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, honestly, I think I've shared so many of your tweets. People must think I get paid to do that, but yeah, just keep on doing it. I just saw that one now, literally before we went live. I mean, you shared it like 7 hours ago, where the guy was literally jumping in the pool and swimming, and the whole roof of the patio came down. I mean, yeah, that's if anybody wants a reason or is looking for something to smile about, please follow Stevo. His Twitter handle is on the screen there. So yeah, give him a follow even now during the chat because yeah, trust me, you won't find
Yeah.
anything boring on his Twitter timeline. Back to where we were. Tell me about your love for rugby and whatever any other sports that you might love. I don't know you that well. That's why we're chatting tonight. So I want to know, what do you like sport wise? And I've got an idea that rugby must be up there somewhere.
Rugby's right up there. Curling, I don't know if you know the sport of curling. It is.
Indeed, I do. That should have
Curling
been
is not on the list.
second. Curling should be
Uh,
second on
no,
any
curling.
question. Of sport.
Well, let's just sweep that under the
Yeah, you see exactly. Yeah,
moving
well,
along
now.
swiftly. Taylor swiftly. No, I love rugby. I love any types of sport. Cricket, not so much hockey, but always back in the day, people used to ask, well, I used to ask the girls, speel jy hockey bokkie? And they would say, yeah, maar speel jy football, football. So, yeah, get all okay. No, rugby is lekker. Cricket, golf. I enjoy playing a round of golf. I actually, yeah, I'm not going to jump the gun as of yet. I'm just going to let it wait there for a while. But yeah, I enjoy golf and anything with yeah, ball wise or hitting or throwing. Enjoy martial arts as well. Not so much wrestling because you get those what do you call those ears?
Cauliflower
Cauliflower
ears.
ear. Cauliflower ears. So I skip that one because I'm already bald and I can't be bald having the ears as well. Choose your battles wisely, I always say. So yeah,
Yeah.
all in all, I enjoy sport.
And have you did you play rugby at any stage in your life? Was it just at school, maybe? Anything after school, or was it literally school and then after that just a supporter?
So I tried it out back in standard 6 or grade 8, as it's now known, and I was skinny, not as I'm now. I was very skinny. As I walked past people, they would say, "Oh, shame, oh, shame, poor boy." So no, I've always been a keen supporter. Most of my mates made it to the first team, and I was always that buddy supporting them. Always
Mm.
afterwards, making sure there's enough drinks for everybody, as I am the entertainer. So no, I wish I could go back in time and do things differently, but no, I'd rather be the supporter. I'd rather be the guy motivating the guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And talking about supporting, who do you support, and since when?
1991, the Bulls won the Currie Cup against Western Province. I watched that game, only a little bit of that game. And thereafter, at school, we were trading these rugby cards, these little cards. And I remember specifically my cards, your ace of spades was
Mm.
Valbart, Uli Schmidt, Cobus Visa was there as well. So ever since that time, I started enjoying rugby. Um, yeah, I think I'm probably jumping the gun, but 95 World Cup even made it bigger for me as well. So rugby is in my genes, coming from Polokwane, the Noord-Transvaal. And I know, according to the Currie Cup history, we are the second team on the most wins. So
100%.
yeah, I love that derby, North versus South, and I always back the underdog. They say in Afrikaans, underdog by die eerste.
Yeah, this bar. And so on to, I mean, I hope I'm saying it right. Michal asking there, who's your favorite player? I'm not sure if this is someone you know, and if there's a little bit of an inside joke there. But who
Oh
is
no,
your
no.
favorite player?
Okay, so shall we do the player back way when or the player
Yeah, I
currently?
mean, if you got someone now and back then when you started supporting rugby, that would be awesome. I mean, you mentioned guys like Uli and those. I mean, even though you were talking about the cards, but I mean, you obviously know that era of players.
Era.
So I mean,
So
those you don't get guys like that anymore. So we all have a favorite from back then.
everybody is probably going to assume whom I'm going to say is my all-time hero from back then. Obviously, Joost van der Westhuizen, J9,
Okay,
J9. But I need to give honorable mentions to. I hope I'm not going to get flagged because they're not from South Africa, but
no, not at all. Oh yeah, yeah.
Christian Cullen, and Jeff Wilson. Flipping hell.
Oh, interesting, nice one.
When we played against them, they were always the thorn in our skin. They awesome players.
Especially Christian Cullen. Jeez. That guy scored every. I think I would like to actually go and look one day. If there was a Bok All Black game that guy did not score.
He's quite the opposite of Jonah Lomo. So Jonah Lomo never scored against the box, whereas Christian Cullen
No,
scored against
can
the
you
box
believe
every
that
single time.
of all players, Jonah Lomu never scored against the box, but
And
Christian Cullen probably scored every single match against the box.
probably have to give credit to Brayton Pawson for the defense there.
Yeah, well, Brighty would love that if he's watching tonight. Just by the way, Cyril hijacked our show here tonight almost. So he phoned me
I think
actually and
he's
said, "Listen, Jacques, I'm not going to be able to watch tonight, so I've got an important thing." Apparently, he's also got a video call. So anyway, one of those things. Unfortunately, Cyril can't join us.
so we just
Tell me some.
cheers Cyril.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Cheers
can
to
we just
Cyril. I mean,
Cyril
geez,
missing
what
an
a
awesome show, but
yeah, no, I mean, and hey, we must give credit to Cyril. No jokes here at all. I think the guy's been doing very well during this time that we are in with the COVID-19 and everything. So, kudos to the guy. My wife's actually sitting here in the background getting all the updates. So please don't lock me up for whatever reason. There's no fake news or anything going on here. We are keeping in touch, and thankfully to Twitter, Steve can catch up later as well. So back to our chat. Um, have you had the opportunity to go overseas and watch rugby, maybe, or are you like me? We haven't really been able to venture outside of South Africa for those kind of privileges. Are almost what I say, or is it honors?
so I've mentioned earlier that I stayed in the UK in London
Oh wow!
for 2 years back in the
Mm.
day, and I was very very blessed to have gone and watched the London Sevens at Twickenham. I literally
Oh,
stayed a 2 minute walk away from Twickenham, so I once
oh
sat
wow!
in the backyard and I listened to you two basically performing at Twickenham. So yeah, no, I went and I watched the Sevens in 2005. South Africa actually won it as well. I mean, yeah, it's not a World Cup final, but it's the closest I came to a World Cup final.
So at least you got to go to Twickenham. I mean, that is somewhere I would love to go. I mean, what is your favorite ground in the world?
Yeah, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. Fort Loftus, eh?
Oh
Home is
wow!
where the heart lies. Home is where the
Yeah,
heart
yeah,
lies.
that's true. That's true.
Honorable mention once more Twickenham, and then Alice Park solely for the reason that they still sell alcohol there.
On the stands.
Understands, but
Yeah.
no, Alice Park. Uh, you actually mentioned last night in your episode, 2018, the match against England, the first match when we came back with that awesome comeback of note.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I, wa-
yeah.
I was there as well, and yes, the vibe was just amazing, out of this world.
That was a great evening. Jeez, I'll tell you what. Um, I must say I've watched. I can't remember offhand now. I can recall three right off the cuff, but that Springbok games that I got to watch at Ellis Park, um, two of the three we won, and two of those matches. were All Black games, and then the one was that one you just mentioned now. But yeah, geez, I mean, that was something to see. I mean, the All Black game that I did see that we won was that one where Patrick Lambie had to kick
Oh yeah,
that penalty at the end of the game, literally on the halfway line or something. And I must say,
nail biting stuff.
I didn't have a lot of faith in that kick because I must say at that stage, I wasn't I've never really been a big Patrick Lambie fan. But I must say the day he had to retire, because he didn't retire out of his free will, but I must say the day that he had to retire was quite a sad day.
Yeah,
And I
I
mean, he was a
completely
good
agree.
player. You got to give the guy credit. He wasn't one of my favorites, but I mean that kick, credit due where it's done. I mean, geez, he really put his name in the annals of that kick, and what a day that was. So, yeah. Um, Something I wanted to ask you was that I mean, you've mentioned your favorite players and stuff. Do you have a favorite player currently?
Oh yeah, quite obvious. If he's not your favorite player currently,
Can
um,
I guess?
short little guy, sidestep, was the
Geez, I
England
was I was
captain.
actually gonna be wrong. I was actually gonna be wrong. Herschel Yankees.
No, no, no. Jason
Oh
Colby.
wow. Jeez,
Jason Colby.
hey, you can't say small. I mean, Jesus. I know he's small, but shucks. I
He,
really,
he's a
I should have got
he's a
better when you were saying
pocket
sidestep.
rocket.
I didn't listen properly there. Herschel doesn't really sidestep like Cheslin does. So yeah, no, geez, I must tell you, he's right up there as one of my favorite box at the moment as well. I wish he
Uh,
was actually playing in South Africa. That would be so awesome to have Cheslin. Yeah.
it would have been awesome. Just yeah, Cheslin is literally a pocket rocket.
Mm,
Imagine an era where this is an old name. I'm digging up this name. Brent Russell
yeah.
with Cheslin wings. Debatable, but Brent
Mm,
Russell had not as much as obviously talented, but I mean, Cheslin brought it to literally the game at the final.
yeah.
Well, not even the final of all the other games previously. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would have been awesome seeing those two playmakers playing in the same team. I think it would have been very interesting.
I mean, geez, there's a few names I think you could chuck in the name there. Brian Abana with Cheslin. I mean, there's been that whole debate the last few weeks about who do you think is better, Brian Abana or Cheslin Colby. I think it's a bit of a
No
tough
one is
one.
better. No
Yeah,
one is
it's
better. Each to
I,
their own.
I
They've got their own
yeah,
talents from up above. So
yes, I would rather have both of them in the team. Not let.
exactly,
I don't want to pick again between them, but it's the same with like Brent. I mean, Brent was very unlucky though, but I think Brent was a much more similar player to Cheslin than what Brian is. Brian isn't even close to what Cheslin or Brent was. He's just
exactly.
a
Yeah.
completely different player. So, tell me, do you have any memorabilia pieces? Do you collect anything, or you're not really into that?
Not really into that, but I might have something. No, it's not spectacular. It's not spectacular, but
Hey,
to
everybody's got his
get it
own special piece.
exactly. So since 1991, the first time I saw the Bulls winning the Currie Cup final against Western Province,
Yeah,
it was very long years of drought till 1998 when we took the cup again against Western Province. And then 2002, I literally followed each and every single game in 2002. And in that final, I was not fortunate enough to go to the final, but that year I bought this old the O
I
Mobile
remember.
tray.
I remember.
And yeah, I still cherish this jersey. You've got your fancy new Puma jerseys. I also have a few of them, but this one is close to heart. I mean, that's when the Bulls just came back from nowhere. That's when Liefling, a friend of ours, Derek,
Yeah,
came to the party as well.
Yes,
So yeah, no,
yes. I remember that Carica final that they wore that mobile jersey. I mean, there's many pictures, and that's where Derek Hougaard made his name. I'm almost sure that was that those jerseys was the ones that they wore in. Yes, I forgot the year now, but Derek Hougaard's first year, he scored 26 points in the final against the Lions at Ellis Park, and that was a new
2002.
record. He broke Nas Botha's record that day.
I
And as far as I
remember
know,
when
that record is still standing. And
I
that day, I
remember.
fell in love with Derek Hougaard like you won't believe. Honestly, on rugby terms, let's just get that straight. Nas Botha was my hero for life. And when Derek Hougaard came on the scene, I remember, yes, when Derek was playing, and we used to go to Loftus. I always had this saying, sitting in the stands, the eastern stands, the cheap seats. That's the best place you can ever sit at Loftus. Do not
The
sit
sun in your
in the
eyes.
grandstand, people. Listen to me. I'm sure Steve will agree with me. The grandstand is for the guys with a dasa and too much money, and they don't cheer like the guys on the eastern stand. And if the game is boring, the fight on the stand is better. Anyway, we used to sit there, and I always had this thing going, Nas was boss, but Derek is koning. Yes, I tell you what, the day that Derek got injured, and his career was over, I've never been that disappointed in my whole supporting career of rugby. I mean, as I sit here now, I wish Derek Hougaard can just play one more game, just one more game.
No, he was an extraordinary talent. He obviously still talented, I'm quite sure. But yeah,
Oh
it's a
yeah,
pity his career got cut short. Uh, Getting back to that final, the
yeah.
interview of Derek. Derek, how does it feel being the next Nas Botha? And I specifically remember Derek saying, I'm not the next Nas Botha, I'm the first Derek Hougaard.
Oh, what a champion! What a champion! Yes, man, and you know what? He was unbelievable player, and I think he was very underrated. A lot of guys laugh at me when I say it, and at the end of the day, people can say what they want to, but Derek Hougaard, I don't think he ever got the
The credit.
recognition he should have
Mm.
gotten. And I think that 2003 World Cup, at the end of the day, I remember Louis Kuhn was selected as the first choice fly off. And I can't remember, it was one or two games, and Louis Kuhn was done. There was like, this
And we
guy,
had to replace him, yeah.
you sit on the bench, Derek, you playing. And then, I mean, who can forget that tackle by Brian Lima? Jeez, I mean,
Samoa.
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people only remember Derek for that tackle. But I mean, yeah, I tell you what, that's one special guy. Are you actually friends with Derek?
uh, we know each other. Yeah, we might have. Yeah, we know each other. We might have dated the same girl, not at the same time, but yeah.
Okay, so you know each other not in a friendly way, or
Yeah, no, we're cool. We're cool.
oh,
Um,
okay, okay.
no, we're cool.
Yes, I tell you what. I've always, even though he's not playing anymore, that's one guy I would love to meet. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's someone, a player that one player that if someone asked me who would you want to meet one day, it's Derek Hougaard's right up there. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I had so much admiration for him as a player. It's actually scary. Anyway, let's get on with it. Tell me about. I mean, you've mentioned quite a few moments in rugby over the years, but what is one of your most memorable moments in rugby? Whether it be on a professional level, at school. I mean, what stood out for you as Stevo that always
Yeah.
has stayed in your mind, no matter what?
I'm glad that you mentioned levels because there's way too many. Way too
Yeah,
many. If somebody has to say this one moment, they like there should always be more than one moment.
yeah.
So school level here in Polokwane, formerly known as Petersburg. There's two high schools here competing each and every year for the Bosveld Intervarsity. So it is Tom Nadir Technical High School versus PHS, Pietersburg Hoërskool. And the last time that Tom Nadir beat PHS was in 2002, the year that I matriculated, the year that my best friends played. And ever since, they've not won it. So if I meet up old Tommies, as we would call the old callers, old Tommies, wherever, we'd always have a chat. And yeah, which year did you matriculate? And I'll always say, best out, 2002, the year that we last beat PHS. So that's one of them, schoolboy level. Then Currie Cup wise, back to 1998 when we beat Western Province. Um, the final was awesome. I remember the coach, I think his name was Eugene van Wyk. He used to
Yes.
smoke a lot of cigarettes. I just would puffing away with the cigarettes. But the final was awesome. But the game before the final, the semi-final against the Sharks, we were trailing halftime 17-0. And I remember that everybody was so negative. And I know it as a Blue Bulls fan, everybody say the Blue Bulls second half team. And I always believed it. And that
Yeah.
specific game, they proved it right. We beat the Sharks 31-17. And
Yeah.
yeah,
See.
awesome game. And then international World Cups, the three that we won, I would say 95 is still are still
Mm.
rated up there. Still Lighty back in 95, I think I was 11 years old. Watching Jules Sransky kicking that ball over for the drop, yeah, it was awesome.
um, and your most least memorable moment?
Shall I just take a sip of my whiskey?
that's
Um,
that, that's exactly how you should feel when you think about that moment.
yes. Yeah, how can I put this? The Alistair Coetzee era. No, I'm joking. Okay, well, that was not a good era. It was not a good era, but I wouldn't say that was the. Well, technically, it was the worst. But in 1999, losing against Australia in the semi-final, Larkham hurt us the way that Stransky hurt the New Zealanders in that final '95. The reason why it hurt so much is '98 we had the best team. I mean, how many runs was it? 16 games in a row that we won with Nick Mallet
Yeah,
as our
yeah. I
coach.
think it was wasn't it 17? Well,
17, give or
call us alive for one game, but it was 16 or
exactly.
17.
That's it. So that team going to the World Cup, we all thought, no, boys, we've got this. And then that
Yeah.
semi-final, extra time, and yeah, bloody Larkham, awesome, talented guy as well.
Well, there's some breaking news. If you want to take another slicky, as old our friend Mr. Kwaka Boucher is telling us there.
Oh,
It could have been 2 months. I suppose we shouldn't complain about another 2 weeks. So I wonder if that's 2 weeks after the 21 days. I'm assuming that is what we're looking at. But anyway, yeah.
sorry, can I just put in a little joke in there? Engel, baby, can you throw me another whiskey, but a single now, because we're in lockdown for another 2 weeks. Just a single, baby. Thank you.
That's awesome. Uh, Thankfully, you got someone there to show you another one. Um, Tell me, Steve, what do you what are you up to these days? What do you do? I know you've mentioned earlier that you've been a medical rep and stuff, and I mean, what besides your girlfriend, what keeps you occupied before the lockdown now? I mean, obviously we're all stuck at home, but under normal circumstances, what does a day in your life entail, basically?
Well, I'm a morning
Not
person,
on
one
a
of those.
weekend.
Oh, no, no, not a weekend. I'm a morning person, so absolutely everybody that I meet is not a morning person. So I feel like I'm very on my own, and so wake up very early. find
Okay.
lacquer jokes to share on Twitter for you guys. To in the famous words of that actor in his name, Russell Crowe in The Gladiator.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you not entertained? Are you not entertained? So that's how I feel when I post my jokes. And yeah, thereafter I would go to the office, being a sales manager at my current job, trying my best to motivate the oaks, especially before lockdown. Just like to go out and give your best, guys, and giving them the sales tools. Thereafter, come 5 o'clock or quarter past 5, straight to the gym.
Okay.
No extra routes left or right, no other stops. Just as I always say, just go through the gates. As soon as you're through the gates there at Virgin Active, then you can continue with your exercises. So yeah, that is basically my weekdays.
I know you. Someone that's quite into fitness and obviously staying healthy and that. How's the lockdown? Um, how's
Affecting
the
me.
how, how's it affected you? Yeah, that's maybe the. I don't want to say. I had another word in my head, but yeah, that's basically what. How's it affected you, basically?
So let's do a daily schedule or routine. So wake up very early once more, posting stuff on Twitter, keeping you guys entertained.
Yeah.
Take the Oppo Stookie, put it outside behind the fence in the yard, waiting for people to walk past and screaming at them, Jy mag nie." No, I'm
Igu
just
by the
joking.
police.
So, no, wake up. I've got friends borrowed me dumbbells. I think it's 20 kg dumbbells. Exercising, got one of those physio balls. I don't know if you saw that.
I actually saw
Cheers.
your
Thank
video
you, baby.
where you were. It took you almost a day to get that ball inflated. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
And that was an exercise on its own. Just saying.
Really, I must say,
Yeah.
when I saw that video, I thought to myself, surely it doesn't. It's not that difficult to get those things inflated. I mean, yeah. So that was very interesting. As I mentioned earlier, guys, give Steve a follow there. Aboard, as you can see. Tell us about that Twitter handle.
Um, yeah, it's just whenever you're on the way of causing, probably can't say the word PG-13, cuck. Whenever you're on the way of causing cuck, I always like would motivate my friends. First, I would say, "Yay, Sony, you weren't there." And then they would do it, and they would do vice versa to me. And then if you see there's like a chance of somebody getting hurt or it's not going to end well, you would just shout out, "Abort, abort!" And yeah, that stuck in my mind. So yeah,
That's
hence the
pretty
Twitter handle.
sharp there, yeah. And I actually wanted to ask you something else. I forgot now, but you've mentioned a few people that I mean offline when you and I've chatted and stuff. You've mentioned a few guys, and I actually asked you.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like you know quite a few influential people. Well, I mean, we were talking rugby, so I mean, it was mostly in the rugby circles that you actually know quite a few people and stuff. Um, I mean, who would you say is the most famous person? Maybe famous is the wrong word, but influential person you know in rugby circles.
I'm talking
Famous
to
can
you,
also go
Jock.
if it's famous.
Jock, I'm
Hey?
talking to you, Jock.
I'm sure you know other people.
No, I can't put people on the left or the right or in the middle. So, but one guy that struck
Okay,
something.
wait. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I just found another way of asking this
No,
question.
yeah,
If you
put
had
it
to,
lightly.
who is, if you took your phone now and you had to go through your numbers,
and beg
Who
for
would you
tickets
find on your
or
phone that you could actually phone and they would pick up? I must remember
uh,
this question actually.
I think Willem Strauss would pick up the phone.
Oh, okay.
So for those who don't know, Willem Strauss is the gentleman, the legend, the man himself who brought sevens to South Africa. So
Very
he
true.
marketed sevens. He made it what it is today in South Africa. He laid down the platform. So
Yeah.
yeah, Willem Strauss is also, for the Bulls fans out there, the gentleman that got rid of all the bad apples, Bulls, internally. I'm
Yep.
not going to mention names.
No, 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 no,
And
no, no.
Willem is
I've
also
already got snipers at Loftus that's got a picture of me. So I need to talk to you off air so that you can talk to Willem and just get some.
put you
I
in a
need
good
some
books.
clearance. I mean, geez, when the rugby season starts again, after this time at home, I need to at least get out and go and watch a game at Loftus again.
We're probably going to organize like a K session. Uh, Two of us with Quagga, with a few other mates of Quagga's, Thor, who's a mate of mine. We'll organize something. But getting back to the story,
Yeah.
um, so Willem also laid down, well, he's the influence behind the whole Patrice Motsepe and Johan Rupert takeover, or giving some
Yeah.
money in, or putting some money into the Bulls. So awesome guy. I actually met Willem at the gym one day in Pretoria when I used to reside there. He was pumping the iron, and I was also pumping the iron and having this beard. He once called me, "Hey, Wolverine." It's a pointy hair. I don't know why. I had to assist him with some exercise, and ever since we just have a lacquer chat. And
Okay.
I remember one day, Willem, I was busy doing shoulder presses, whatever. Willem came to me and he asked me, "Do you know who's the new president of the Bulls Rugby Union?" And I said to him, "I don't know." And he said, "No, no, no, take your time. If you know, just come and have a chat with me." So after a while, Google was your friend. I played on Google. They announced that Willem Strauss is the new
Okay.
president of the Bulls Rugby Union. So I went to Willem. I'm like, flipping awesome, boots. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So no, he's a genuine guy. I hope he's watching. I'm not sure whether he's watching, but I'll definitely forward him the link so you can have a look at this. And hopefully you can also have him on this interview in the future.
Oh yeah, it would be nice to get. I mean, we've only just started with this, so at the moment I'm giving some, the less, no disrespect, but the guys behind the scene, the lesser famous people. I want to give them some time on air and just let
The
people
average
find out who they
Joes.
are. The who?
The average Joes.
Yes, exactly. I should have actually called it um, something in that line, something with average Joe. But I think we all, as loving the game, is just summed it up for me the best. But
That's
I
it,
do
yeah.
want to eventually move over and start getting more prevalent people, if that's a better way of using the word, on the show and just chat to them about their daily lives and all the regular drama and stuff that they've got to deal with and that. So I'll definitely, obviously, thankfully, I'm in touch with you. So that's very, very nice to know people that actually know other people as well. Um,
Um, Sorry to interrupt you there. There's another name I'd like to mention.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
if you watch the rugby every Saturday on Afrikaans commentary,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you might have probably heard of John van Rensburg.
Yeah, yeah. This guy's got like over 100 Springbok caps in terms of commentary.
Commentary and probably memorabilia as well. So
Oh, you
Uncle
actually
John, or
know? Yeah, yeah.
John, as I call him, I've
Yeah.
met him many times before at pubs and bars, and awesome oak, awesome bloke. So Uncle John has got an awesome museum at his house.
Wow.
So
Oh wow.
one of my dreams is actually to go and visit. He actually invited me previously, but with all the moving to Polokwane and stuff, and whenever I'm in Pretoria again, party with the friends instead of doing
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
I want to do. So yeah, that's also one of my dreams is just to go and visit and check out all the memorabilia in his museum.
Yes, I tell you, when I've had one or two opportunities where I've met people like that, and yes, when you walk in there, it's like that feeling that comes over you. It's like you wish this was your stuff, and or you had a place like that at your house. Something like. Yes, I tell you what. I mean, that is really cool, and the stories behind those things. That's what makes it so special.
Ah,
That's
that
like.
is awesome. Yeah.
I mean, this jersey there. I actually got it right. You and I were talking about this before that we went online. That jersey there was the first Super 12 jersey the Bulls played in, and I was lucky enough to
Was that
get one of.
96 or 97?
I can't remember. It was the first Super 12 game, so I can't remember when Super 12 was. No, it wouldn't have been 96 because I think Super 10 was still then.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that's when the Lions won it. Super 10 in 90. For some
That
reason, I'm
was
thinking 96 was when they won it. But it wasn't too long after that. I can't remember the year now. But anyway, that jersey there is actually signed by Joost van der Westhuizen. That was one of the last signatures he did when he was, when he was sick with MND. And it wasn't too long after that he actually couldn't even do signatures anymore. I remember they I don't know what the word is, but they got him to do a signature, which they then after that they printed literally for
okay.
whatever stuff they needed for J9 and stuff like that. So I was very that jersey there is very very dear to me. And I mean
Close
I've
to your
had
heart,
some
yeah.
offers, I've had some decent offers, but nothing that would make
No,
me let it go. So
never let it go.
yeah, there, old Henk Klopper is actually helping us out. Yeah, he's mentioning 1998. I'm not sure if he's guessing or asking, but yeah, I think 96 was when the Lions won Super 10, um, which they which they really want to claim as a Super Rugby win. But that was a different era, and it wasn't called Super Rugby then. So the Bulls are still the best. Well, we've won it 3 times. I mean, they only won it once, so give it to them anyway, whatever the case may be. And next year we're going to win another one to make it 4. Remember that. Remember that if anybody's listening.
No, let's cheers on that. Can we cheers on that?
Yeah, let's cheers on that.
Let's wishful thinking and good times.
Uptake. Yes, I'm probably going to get so many unfollows now, but that's all right. Anyway,
That's fine.
tell me something just out of interest. Um, do you have any like if there's one wish in rugby terms, do you have something like that? Like, yes, I wish. I mean, can't be Springboks. We've won the World Cup 3 times.
No.
Obviously,
It's actually it is a wish to see a final, a rugby final, and winning it.
not to watch one. Yes, indeed. Well, to be there. Yes.
So a funny story. Two of my directors at the company I work for, um, I will mention them, the Groenewald, Dion and Glenn Groenewald. The lucky buggers got an opportunity to go to the final. Dion is like a brother to me. It was his first international game ever watching the
What?
books, and it was the Rugby World Cup final against England.
Oh my word. That is
How
wrong
lucky!
in so many levels. Sorry to say that. Jammer Dion.
No,
Yes.
I got
Tell you
very.
what.
I practiced to say this right. Peanut butter and jealous.
Yes, I tell you what, that guy must count his lucky stars. That is the most unbelievable story to be able to tell someone. My first ever international test
Springbok game as well. Yeah, yeah.
Springbok game. World Cup final, and the Boks win it. There's no better story than that, surely. I mean,
No,
he only
no,
needs a picture with a trophy still. That's all he needs.
there's better stories. The stories I heard of them, what happened in Japan, and they went a week previously to Thailand. That's awesome story. I'm just saying.
Okay. uh, anyway, Steve, I just yeah, man. I mean, just this was a lekker chat, and thanks for all the jokes and stuff. Also, and I mean, there's been some nice stories and stuff. And I must say, I mean, if hopefully we can do that that match that you mentioned earlier, go to Loftus. Yes, it would be lekker. And I mean, we need to make sure that Kwacha's up here again because I mean,
Obviously,
last year
obviously.
yeah, and I mean, last year was really cool. I don't think we spent enough time together. I mean, you guys disappeared somewhere along the line, but it's nice getting to know people, like you in person and spending some time, and not just seeing little digits on a screen every day, and wondering what this person's about and what makes them tick and all that. I mean, you get such a little glimpse of someone's life on Twitter. Especially men. We're not like women that love taking pictures about ourselves the whole time and,
That's
and sharing
debatable,
wherever
according to
we
my
go and
friend.
what. But yeah, I'd really, really love to spend time with with guys like you and Kwacha and all those guys. I mean, that you mentioned, it would plan a proper trip. It's probably going to have to be next year, but because the way things are going now, geez, we'll be lucky to see sport again this year. So
Oh, God, yeah.
but yeah, hey, we make what it is, and we'll get through this. At least we're all staying safe, and yeah, another 2 weeks extra at home yesterday. Must
So
I
it
don't have something
look at
strong in here, but hell, I'm just imagining it's strong enough.
look at the bright side. Watching the episode last night, Kwacha did mention if it's going to be extended, he's going to make some
Mm.
videos. So
Well,
Kwacha
exactly.
Boucher, we're waiting for the videos, buddy.
He committed. It's in full color. It's not even in black and white. So he made a promise, and we'll wait till next week, Thursday. So Friday the 17th, we'll anxiously all be sitting in front of our phones or computers waiting for Kwacha's first video to hit the screens. So yeah. Anyway, Steve, thanks so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Um, and we'll definitely stay in touch on the platforms that we do have at the moment. And yeah, like I said, people, please give him a follow. If there's something, if you need a smile or whatever, just something to
Cheer
lift you
up.
up during the day. Yeah, man. I mean, then this times, Steve-O is the guy to follow during the times we're living in. Trust me, I'm not just saying this because I know him. I'm saying this because
Um,
I have first-hand experience.
in the famous words of Sean Connery, oh, stop it. Stop it.
You're really a fan of Sean Connery.
Oh, yeah, he's the best James Bond ever, putting it out there.
Well, I
Um,
must say, my favorite moment of Sean Connery is still in, the Welcome
The
to the
Rock.
Rock.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Losers always whine about giving their best, whereas winners go home and ek kan nie die res van die sin klaar maakie.
Next time we can do that. Anyway, Steve,
Listen,
thanks so much for your time. It's been
Jockey,
a time. Yes.
Jock, before we say goodbye, I just want to
Yes.
compliments to your show. It's awesome. I've tried my best to watch each and every single episode. I've done quite a few just like for one or not only one, but for 10 minutes in, and I got busy with exercising and other stuff. But it's awesome what you bring to the party, and also to the people not following Jacques, but following me. Please go and you see where mine is, Jock. Try and do the same to yours as well. Yeah, yeah.
Ding,
That's
ding.
it.
Yeah,
There we
there.
go. At Yellow Cap Sports, please follow this gentleman. If you're a keen rugby supporter, he's up to par with absolutely everything that's happening. And I'm also going to put him in touch with the elite of the Blue Bulls.
That would
Ho-
be do
Hopefully,
it very, just do it cautiously. And if you get any bad
cautiously.
vibes, then just like, no, no, sorry, I made a mistake. Must have said the wrong name. So, but yeah, thanks
we,
so much.
thank
I
you
don't
so
mind
much
at
as
all.
well.
I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, I do what I do because I love sport and I love rugby a lot. And as you can see behind me and on me, I love the Bulls even more than
Oh, I
anything
wanted.
else.
Sorry, I actually forgot to. My golfing buddies out there hate me for this. So we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
supposed to. Can't get the emblem in. There it is. Whoop, there it is. It's a golf shirt. So whenever I go and play a golfing day, they give you shirts. I always take the shirt with me, and I get a lot of flagging. Oh, you Bull supporter, blah blah blah. And I always just tune. Three titles. Uh,
I actually shared that picture of Guthrie today again. I just had to do it. It's the best picture in the world. Him holding the cup in one hand and just going like this. You know what? No words needed. So anyway, thank you once again for your time. Sorry that you had to miss Cyril. I'm actually more sorry that Cyril had to miss
wow.
us tonight. But yeah, I mean, Cyril missed a great show, but I'll send him the link and then he can watch it, when he doesn't have a meeting or something. So stay safe, look after yourself and your girlfriend. Um, and yeah, man, thanks for your time,
Always.
as I've mentioned 1,000 times already. And it was fun chatting to you and getting to know you a little bit better. And we'll definitely keep in touch. And
Thank you so
hopefully
much.
we'll catch up sooner rather than later because yeah, I mean, we've got to have a chat like this the whole time. We need to have some chats
Uh,
offline as well,
I
which will be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
so Jacques, I heard that the place where we met,
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but it changed to Zappas. If you're familiar with Pretoria, you would know Zappas.
No, I know Zappas. Well, I don't know if I've
Yeah.
been there, but I know of the name.
So
Um,
Zappas took over that specific place where we met each other, and apparently,
you're talking
all
about trademark.
trademarks it's been bought over by Zappas,
Oh
and
wow.
there's a special price on Jägermeister. So, my friend, if we meet each other there again, yo, kak is geboek.
Well, you clearly
HKGK.
didn't listen to the whole. You clearly didn't listen to the whole interview with Quagga, so you need to go watch it again. I'm the designated driver, the guy. I'm the responsible one. So be
As Google,
careful.
as Google's your friend, Uber can be as well.
I will remember. Anyway, Steve,
Thanks so
have a
much,
nice day
buddy.
so much and stay safe.
Likewise.
Be safe. Wash your hands and yeah, we'll chat again soon. See you, man.
Cheers, bud. Thank you so much.